5.95 millimeters. That's how thin the Infinix Hot 60 Pro Plus is, and is the world's slimmest 3D curved phone. I know a lot of you have seen the Galaxy S25 Edge. It is the slimmest, but it is not 3D curved. Aside being slim, it still comes with a 5160 mAh battery, which is around 25% more battery than the S25 Edge. Of course, we can't compare the S25 Edge, that is an out-and-out flagship, to the Hot 60 Pro Plus that comes in at just below $200. Aside that, we have a 6.7-inch AMOLED display with 1.5K resolution and 144Hz refresh rate. We have the all-new Helio G200 chipset, among other great features of this phone. I've had the phone for a while, almost 4 days now, and I've kind of been trying to see what this phone is all about. And this Infinix Hot 60 Pro Plus review will help you answer all your questions that you have about this phone. I normally start by telling you everything in the box, and Infinix kept it the same way this time, giving you all the accessories you need when you buy a new phone. There is a 45-watt charging brick paired with a USB-C charging cable. You get some papers, a SIM ejector tool, an earpiece, screen protector, and this plastic case to help you protect the phone. But this is a phone that I prefer using without the case. My model of the Infinix Hot 60 Pro Plus comes with 8GB RAM and 128GB storage space. I paid 260,000 naira for my model. There is a model with 8GB RAM and 256GB of storage space, and it costs around 275,000 naira. This phone has memory expansion, which means the RAM can be expanded from 8GB up to 16GB using some storage space on the phone. The RAM type here is LPDDR4X, and the storage type here is UFS 2.2. This phone is incredibly sweet in the hand because you barely feel it. You know how it can be tiring when a phone is resting on your pinky finger. This doesn't give you that feeling. At 155 grams, when you look at it side by side with the Tecno Spark 40 Pro Plus selling for almost the same price, you can notice that this is a tad bit thinner. One concern I have is that the form factor kind of makes it easy to bend this phone. I'm not the one to try bend tests in my videos, but look at how it reacts when I attempt to bend it. We should all wait for Valor reviews. I'm sure he's going to do that. By the way, I'm also working on a comparison between the Tecno Spark 40 Pro Plus and Infinix Hot 50 Pro Plus. Make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell to be among the first to see when I upload that video. The back of the phone has fiberglass according to Infinix and is not slippery in the hand. The chassis also has aerospace grade aluminum according to the publication of the Infinix Hot 60 Pro Plus on their official website. The phone has an IP65 watertight and dust resistance rating. This is a phone I would prefer to also use without a case, just to show off how slim it is. We have a single camera at the back of this phone, and what looks like an additional camera at the back of the phone is actually an air blaster that can be used to control electronics. We have dual speakers here, and for a slim phone, it sounds really decent. I have the titanium silver color option, but there are various colors available, and I like what I saw on the green and yellow color option. The design feels refreshed. It is an obvious improvement from last year's Hot 50 Pro Plus. We have a 6.78-inch LTPS curved AMOLED display covered with Gorilla Glass 7i with a 1.5K resolution and 144Hz refresh rate. The display of the Infinix Hot 60 Pro Plus is sharp and colorful, and it has a peak brightness of up to 4500 nits. The display is responsive to touch with a touch sampling rate of 240 Hz. We also have always on display and a landscape display when you are charging this phone, and it looks really cool. While the phone supports up to 144Hz refresh rate, you barely get that. You can choose the apps that you need to stay at 120Hz refresh rate all the time. Otherwise, it's going to just be 90Hz refresh rate most of the time. The display is not aggressively curved, just ever so slightly curved. We also have even bezels around the display, which is good to see. The display is great for the price, and I like how it is a one-hand phone even though it's a large screen. There is also a front-facing flash up front, and I really don't know how Infinix managed to still add that on this display. The camera cutout also doesn't distract while you are maybe consuming content or playing games on the display. You also get an under-display fingerprint scanner that is quite fast at unlocking the phone. For the price, I'm going to say that this display is actually one of the best out there. We have an app on the Hot 60 Pro Plus called Ultra Link, and it's more of a walking talking app that you can use to call your friends who also have an Infinix phone. but you must be close to each other. It can do 100 meters with a clear line of sight, but you get the best out of the app when it's around 50 meters. The app is native to Infinix phones only, and it can't be downloaded on other Android phones. I'm also hearing that the app will have more use cases in the future, like using it to send files. The Infinix Hot 60 Pro Plus is powered by the all-new MediaTek Helio G200, which is a slightly upgraded version of the MediaTek Helio G100 we had on the Hot 50 Pro Plus of last year. Performance is very okay for the price, and I think for less than $200, this is as good as it can get. Basic stuffs like scrolling through social media, texting and calling works just well on this phone. Apps also open up quite quickly here, and there is no lag when scrolling through the phone. Everything seems snappy and responsive on this phone, and I also played games like Call of Duty Mobile, Genshin Impact and Real Racing 3. These are my 3 favorite games to try out when I get a new phone, and I must say that I was impressed by how the Hot 60 Pro Plus handled the games. Call of Duty Mobile ran smoothly at the 120Hz and medium graphic settings. It was playable and there weren't notable lags in performance while playing the game. Genshin Impact is the heaviest of all the games here, and it was played at basic settings. The frame drops are noticeable, but Genshin Impact was still playable on the phone. The smoothest of all the games here is Real Racing, and the 120Hz refresh rate makes it even more pleasing while playing the game. While playing the games, the phone got warm after maybe hours of playing, but for casual gaming, you could barely notice the phone even getting hot. It's kind of surprising that a phone this slim isn't overheating while gaming. The phone is running on Android 15 based on XOS 15, and I love how optimized the software feel on the Infinix Hot 60 Pro Plus. Animations while opening apps and closing them looks great, and you can do split screen, pop-up windows and other multitasking features that are available on this phone. The 8GB RAM is sufficient enough to keep apps running smoothly in the background, and the software feels kind of refined and clean, but there are still some bloatwares that come pre-installed when you buy the Infinix Hot 60 Pro Plus. You can go ahead and remove some of them if you want, but there are some that can't be removed. You can also sign into multiple users in the settings of this phone, and it's normally called second space on other phones. The dedicated game mode is also very useful for gamers because the features when you enable gaming mode are optimized to keep you focused while gaming, and you can even decide to block incoming calls while you are playing games. You can just do a lot of customizations on the interface of this phone to kind of make it feel like your own. Now, AI is everywhere. I'm very glad that Infinix is one of those brands that is giving us AI features on even budget phones. The Infinix Hot 60 Pro Plus comes with a lot of AI features. My favorite ones are the set of AI features in the gallery. There is an AI image eraser and AI image extender. There is also AI Sharpness Plus that can help you improve the sharpness of a picture after you've snapped it. You also get Circle to Search, improved AI Assistant Folax that is now powered by DeepSeek R1, and a lot of others. Just head over to the settings and select Infinix AI to have access to all of them. You also need good internet connection to use these AI tools, because without the internet, it will not work. Now we have a 50 megapixel main camera at the back of this phone, and the selfie camera is 13 megapixel. In terms of pictures, I was impressed by how the images look. You get a lot more details and sharpness while snapping with the phone, and I genuinely prefer the images of the Infinix Hot 60 Pro Plus ahead of the Tecno Spark 40 Pro Plus. You get accurate colors from the photos, and even in areas with low light, you can see how good pictures look. HDR is impressive, and I love the overall processing of the camera. Now for selfies, I would say that the 13 megapixel lens does a good job, but it is inconsistent most of the time. You can also shoot 2K videos with the front and back camera of this phone, and I will say that in terms of video, you cannot really depend on this phone for maybe significant video quality. Is just okay at best. Now this phone has a 5160 mAh battery, and for a slim phone, what more can I say? There are a lot of brands that have kind of experimented with slim phones in the past, but they haven't been able to give us this type of big battery on a form factor like this. Now the battery can last a whole day and more depending on how you use it. This phone also supports reverse wireless charging, which means you can use it to power other phones if you have a USB-C to C connector. Overall, the battery experience on this phone is very good, and you are not really going to face any issue using the battery on the Infinix Hot 60 Pro Plus. This is easily one of the most impressive phones Infinix has ever released in a while. It's crazy slim, super lightweight, and still managed to pack a 5160 mAh battery. It has dual speakers and a display that looks like it belongs to a phone with twice its price. The Helio G200 might not be a massive leap in terms of power, but for day-to-day use and even some gaming, it holds up really well. The software feels snappy, the design is premium, and the camera does a solid job, especially when you consider the price. Now, it's not a perfect phone. The build quality kind of feels fragile because of how thin it is, and the selfie camera still needs some work. Plus, the Ultra Link app feels more like a cool experiment than a must-have feature for now. But if you are looking for a phone under 275,000 naira or $200 and your priorities are design, display, and decent all-round performance, this phone is definitely going to surprise you. Let me know in the comments, will you pick this phone over the TechnoSpark 40 Pro Plus or maybe the Redmi Note 14? And don't forget, the comparison video between this and the Spark is on the way coming. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and turn on the bell so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching, and I'll be happy to see you in my next video.